and Torturer coming out here for BMG. So, you know, you were also talking about before we came back on here that Super KG going to get his hands on a hook hero. Seems like we haven't had a lot of that this season.
Yeah, definitely, and I think the reason being is because we haven't seen a lot of dual mids, honestly. Whether it's 2v1 or 2v2, it's come out of fashion. Whereas obviously last game they did 2v1, and I think with a hook hero, I think they scored 1 kill on the Lord Southwest because I think Glacius picks up a haste. But even if he doesn't get a haste this turn, for example, if Prisoner can land a hook, if the support is with him, it's going to be a guaranteed kill. Regardless of who the hero practically is. So I do like this pickup. Deadwood was banned, so they had to have some kind of alternative to the mid. Outside of that, they picked up Dr. Repulsor here instead, which I do like, because the one critique, I think, in last game is that Haxtron did have quite a hard laning stage against Swiftblade, but Dr. Repulsor in this case, very strong in the draft, but also strong in the laning phase as well.
Yeah. Aluna, final pick.
This is going to be carry boxy, Aluna.
Is it?
Yeah, they run it. Well, the last time I see it, they run aggressive tri-lane Aluna with Boxy playing carry. And if you think about Aluna, obviously the hero can be played, and it used to be played as a carry. But the biggest thing about Aluna is her laning presence. You could pick up, it's practically 3 supporters in the lane, but Aluna takes the farm kind of thing. And the laning presence is just ungodly. Obviously, BMG won't be playing a tri-lane here, but I'm pretty sure Tree are going to try and go for some kind of aggressive laning style here.
Yeah. That is interesting, man. It again takes back to the Trouf days of playing the Aluna when first was really on the scene and did that carry stuff. And, again, I think again, not only is this a hero that we just don't really see even in the supportish role, which it seems like she's usually more of when the times we do see her, but her Emerald Lightning, it's an interesting ability that not only is it a stun, but it does steal attack speed. So that in itself does give her a little bit of that.
Oh, Glacius, I mean Torturer.
In the end, is Torturer in trouble? He is. There's a slow coming out. Pallet, that was a...
Yep,
gonna block it with the shells there. Here comes the hook, though. Fred Prisoner hits 3 different heals. They get the cut of Torture, but at what cost? Here, Paul's gonna end up falling. Magma's standing in the front ground trying to make something happen still. He needs to start falling back, though, because now he's in the back lines, and he is in trouble. Dr. Pulsar chasing him down, puts down the electric turret, unfortunately out of range. Yeah, if he went his pull first, they could have possibly had that kill, but he had already leveled up his Q right there. But they still might get it. Magma's going the other direction, and he will die in the end. So Root of Z goes down. I mean, they get the Bloodlust kill, but they lose 2 in the end.
I have to admit, that pathing from Root of Z was a little bit questionable. Not only did he go left when his team went right, he didn't have enough mana for the Lava Surge, but I thought he was going to pop a mana potion just to get the 140 mana for the Lava Surge. He was about 127 mana, but I'm pretty sure if he used a mana potion there, got Lava Surge mana, I'm pretty sure he would have been fine and would have escaped safely, but alas he doesn't, and BMG do get ahead. It's only 148 gold, not the biggest of deals, but obviously not the start you're looking for here.
And Glacius once again picks up the Bloodlust kill. And he is using an alt skin this time at least, so we'll have information on that when that possibly is going to be hitting the flash sale. But yeah, here comes that tri-lane. They are going to be running with the Swiftblade. You got Glacius and Magmus down here. You see what BMG is doing. They have Prisoner and Torturer. Of course, they have Ophelia in their jungle, so kind of the pseudo tri-lane, but she's not even close to them right now. We'll definitely need some time.
One thing to say, I really do like this laning here from Tree. I think Tree realised that BMG, there's no hero that they can just sack on the offlane. It's not like BMG have a bubbles this game where they could just put him against the tri-lane. Kinesis, Dr. Repulsor, all this dual lane here is going to have a hard time against this tri-lane, and this is the reason why Tree have laned this so aggressively, because they're going to shut it down regardless of who BMG put against it.
Yep.
Oh,
Magnus. He gets pulled in, actually. He was looking to set something up. He gets pulled in, though. The impalement from Torture doing some good damage. Will it be enough for the actual kill? Spin onto Ophelia in the background. Not enough to kill him, though, but Magnus will end up falling. And now Glacius might be in some trouble. Mana Potion going to be canceled there on Prisoner right away, so he will not have enough for another hook. He might have enough for a Shackle, though, coming up here shortly. No, it's 85 mana. They might not need it, though. They collapse on top of Glacius, and Glacius does fall. Can they make their way out of here, though? Specifically, Torturer might still be in a little bit of trouble. Spin from Swiftblade up in 7 seconds. Gonna block her, and she has nowhere to go. The creep's assisting. She just pops her impalement. Magmus, though, is also taking some good damage once again. There's the spin, however, and Torture will fall when it's all said and done. But now Swiftblade needs to be careful himself. They're going to turn onto him, put some auto attacks in. Prisoner, he's taking some good damage. Again, he will not have his hook, though. Tank Effect cannot do much more as their Vagabond gets picked off. Crazy action to start things off here in game number 2, BMG versus Willowkeeper.
Yeah, and honestly, BMG are just outplaying Tree at the moment. Like they're playing with like a pseudo defensive tri-lane against an actual tri-lane, and in most cases, the real tri-lane should always win. The biggest reason of why this is going so badly is that they did not shut down the Philly in their jungle. They put one ward here to sort of block out the hard camp, but instead they put another ward on the pool camp, which allows Ophelia to sort of use the other hard camp here on the left and to have such a big impact in this tri-lane. I think if they should have actually blocked both hard camps, and then I think Ophelia would have had a big trouble of really trying to assist in this lane.
See the bottom lane again. It's very possible more action can continue to happen. Magma's still level 1. It's kind of a big deal there, you know. Well, as I say, that he hits level 2, but really, it's this is a hero that wants to level up that lava surge. So it's the 3, 5, and the 7 mark especially are the most important for him, you could argue. So he still needs a bit of time. Top lane, Luna picks off Own Me, kind of caught that one late. Wouldn't have expected it, honestly, but Kinesis goes down. You do see Dr. Pulsar coming in, however, and Boxy, no boots means no getaway for him in this case, and yes, he will be picked off in the end. So Haxrin managing to come up there in the first place. I mean, I guess he was going for rune control or something, but the fact that he was even there is pretty crazy in itself, to be honest, but at least he gets a counter kill.
Yeah, I don't know, was he going for rune control? Like, it's 3 minutes in.
I don't know, yeah.
Unless the rune was not taken and he just realised that he might have rotated top and then he saw that kill. But regardless, though, just good play from Haxrin. Now he's got 2 kills under his belt and he's doing very, very good. And this was like the biggest issue, I think, in game 1. Although BMG did obviously win the last game, Haxrin didn't get great fun because he had a poor laning stage. I mean, it wasn't to his fault. Obviously, he was playing Gemini, not the greatest of laning heroes. But in this case, Dr. Pulsar off to a very, very good start.
Luna, no, she's just boxing out Kinesis quite a bit right here. How is that going? Keep an eye on that real quickly. 11-5 Luna. You got a Kinesis that's currently 10-3. So Luna slightly winning the creep farm, but of course also working off that kill she had against Kinesis as well. So, but yeah, want to keep the camera though most part on the bottom lane. That's definitely where action is bound to happen. Backup leader is out of mana, so not a whole lot of assistance it's going to be doing, other than it does apply the health regen aura, so there is still something there. In that top lane, once again, though, Kinesis going for the kill this time, and Own Me will get the kill. Own Me versus Boxy, man. These two players, they're aggressive players, clearly. And going at it at the top lane this time, Kinesis able to pick it up. Bottom lane, though, back down here. Magma stuns in. The spin, nowhere for Prisoner to go. He'll pull them in, go for the counter kill, try to set it up at least. He does fall. Glacius also taking some good damage. She goes down, but they get the kill on a Torturer, so a 2-for-1 exchange. We already have 12 hero kills, not even 5 minutes into this game. Holy crap, we are in for a crazy game too, apparently. Yeah, man, it's Tree and BMG. What else would you really expect? Both incredibly aggressive teams, and this is what I was talking about, though. Like, the tri-lane here from Tree should always come out ahead. And after Ophelia did set up the one gank from using the hard camp on the left, because of this hard camp's being blocked on the right, she can't always really just have an impact in this lane, because obviously she does want to just keep on farming the jungle because she does want to be efficient. But whenever she's not involved in this tri-lane, then kills like that are going to happen time and time again. They did a 2-for-1 trade there, and yeah, looking good for Tree. And actually, it looks like they're going in again actually on Prisoner. Yeah, Prisoner's in some trouble once again right here. He's going to go for the hook, but again, that's only going to, if anything, just delay it slightly. Well, he's going a different path than they expected, actually. He's got those boots, and it's given him the distance necessary. Is he actually going to somehow maybe escape right here? No, he's ringing around the Rosie, but he's going to be cut off. There's a freeze, and he eventually will fall. So took him a little bit longer than expected, but he does go down. Now to the top lane, Kinesis. He's in trouble. The kill field he went for the counter kill onto Luna, but she falls before that. She did use her mass control right there, hoping to pick something up, but unsuccessful with that. So a lot of movement as well in this game. Especially for the middle heroes. First it was because Dr. Repulsor at level 4, and now it's Bubbles. He was level 6 at the time, coming in with that Kelp field. So both teams just pretty adamant that this is just going to be an action-packed game. A lot of movement, a lot of going, initiating. Not a whole lot of static farming this game, that's for sure. Swiftblade gets pulled in, but he's going to be able to get away before much else happens to him. There's no stun from Torture there. But yeah, going back to the middle lane, they just want to try and get an advantage wherever they can, and just setting up kills with the middle hero is the way they can get it. Magnus coming in on the side, though. Torturer might be in trouble. Yep, he is indeed. Swift Slash is used, and down goes Torturer. Prisoner, again, not much he could have done right there. He had a hook, but it really wouldn't have mattered in the end. So Balthazar is 3-0-3 right now at this point. Also, his team has an 8-7 hero kill advantage, so not getting the most creep farm, but when you're farming heroes, that really doesn't matter in the end. As, yep, middle lane. Did he get the 5-second? He did. The 5-second red stun onto Dr. Repulsor. That is not easy to do. However, they are not going to chase as well. They choose he's going to be fine in the end. But yeah, you got to set that up with the creep wave, and you got to almost hope for bounces to go your way in a sense sometimes. So
I think actually Thuzen was a little jump in the gun there. It was a 5-second stun onto Dr. Repulsor. Glacius came in and instantly used the Ice Imprisonment. I think he could have waited a little bit more. They didn't stack the stuns as well. Like 5 seconds, like, do you know how long that is in terms of just actually like Hon in that respect?
Yeah.
And Glacius, I think he just sort of jumped the gun. Like I think he had another maybe 2 seconds left, and I think if he waited, that would have been a secure kill on Haxtron there. But yeah, clearly Boxy knows how to play this hero to its full extent.
Yeah. Kind of cooling off here, maybe a quick DCs right as they pause. Just want to do a quick restart here, I guess, to fix some minor issue, I'm sure. But Cracky and Boxy will be right back. But yeah, it's again, you play. We always talk about that. First off, Boxy alone, he is known as the player on the competitive scene right now that he will play just the different hero. He does it many of times. It seems like more so than not. All of a sudden, we've seen him play carry a curse for Christ's sake, and that's just that should tell you that he's willing to play anything.
Yeah, he's the Hon hipster. Like.
He really is. As long as it's unique, he will be down to do it. And that's definitely another case here. So, yeah, using that red stun, but like I said, getting that attack speed from that as well, trying to burst down for the kill. I do like what Doctor's doing right here. This is a good strategy by Haxtron. He's using the illusions, keeping them in front of him, because that will negate the damage of Power Throw as long as it's a green Power Throw. Now, if it's a red Power Throw, of course, that doesn't matter. But for the green Power Throw, it will mitigate the damage the more minions it hits prior to hitting him. So.
And the biggest thing, though, is that actually Boxy's skill build is actually very peculiar to me, honestly. He's actually maxed out the Emerald Lightning and only got 2 into Power Throw. Like normally, if you're playing support, or if you max out the Power Throw because of having the harassment potential, and I'd think it'd be along the same lines. But however, obviously, the 5-second Emerald Lightning stun can only occur if you max out the Emerald Lightning. So I guess in that kind of logic, if you're going for more of a sort of ganking-oriented sort of style of build, then maxing out Emerald Lightning would be a little bit more beneficial than the Power Throw. But alas, the 5-second red stun on Dr. Pulse just wasn't still enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, gonna look forward to seeing more of those 5-second stuns though throughout this game, and as she picks up the levels too, eventually gets to those double digits and whatnot, gonna start maxing out that Deja Vu, and it can also be a pretty powerful tool for several different cases. Not only a good juking tool, but also disjoining, but also chasing people down. It increases their movement speed by 40% for those 4.5 seconds. You see right there. So good for chasing down those heroes that may be trying to run away in the end. So. Looks like the reconnects happen, and just a matter if Tree's going to be good to go. It looks like they are, so here we go. Dr. Repulsor does remain the top farmer in the game, though. He's 2-0-0, but also looking at 41-5 creep farm, so Haxtron doing a pretty damn good job. So that's how important that missing that kill was. Yeah, bottom lane, he gets hooked in. Going to fall back, though. I assume it was a pretty big hook from Prisoner, the way he reacted to it.
Yeah, definitely. I think Torturous Stun was just a little bit too late. Couldn't secure the kill on Magnus there, unfortunately. But yeah, still, Super man, that hero. I mean, I thought because Super KG hasn't been playing a lot of hook heroes, it might come out of touch. But man, Super KG,
no,
it's so natural to him, I guess. But these hooks, man, he finds them wherever.
He's just generally just a great player, of course, and it's just like, sure, he hasn't been playing the most hook heroes this season. I don't think that matters, though. It is still Super KG after all, so apparently the lag there.
But going over sort of the lineup and the sort of style of play and draft here, for BMG, I think it's still more along the lines of like what it was in Game 1. Obviously, they want to sort of group up and start fighting. The only issue here in Game 2 is that Tree, they've gone probably more of a less greedy lineup. They've already got their only big core in terms of Swiftblade. I mean, Aluna is can eventually start carrying, but Aluna is probably going to offer a little bit more in the early stages of the game than say like a Corrupted did in the first game. And at the same time, Tree, they are taking a slight advantage here.
Oh, that was a big miss. I don't think it would have mattered anyways. Onmi goes down, but he missed his mass control completely as he was trying to go for a counter kill on either Aluna. I think it was intended for Aluna, but yeah, he missed it. He would kind of it was one of those cases he tried to hit both of them, I think, and he just happened to get the middle of both of them rather than doing damage to both of them. So, like I said, I don't know if it would have mattered in the end as he was pretty much falling anyway. So, good job by Tree collapsing, and clearly again the movement continues here on their part. I think Ophelia is going to have to prove to be very effective this game, especially with how much action is being involved. You may have mentioned that earlier, how it's kind of that catch-22 for her. She wants to be involved, but at the same time, she also needs to get that creep farms still, and she has to move throughout the jungle to do so. She has a stacked camp right here. She's probably waiting for her Vulture Lord, though. to most likely take care of business there. As far as the AoE goes, bottom lane, Prisoner going to be caught on though. Here comes the mass controller for Kinesis. That was actually just her telekinetic lift right there and able to drop Magnus and Swift Blade. He's going to use Swift Slashes, but it doesn't matter.
So well played.
He goes down right there. Yep.
It uses the Station Smash to sort of reduce the 50% damage. Like the Luna Red Power Throw came in as well, and obviously Prisoner survives with 86 HP, so really well played from Omi there. Uses the Station Smash defensively and makes Prisoner survive. So yeah, it's really nice play there. But just originally going back to sort of the style of draft, BMG, they still want to play the same style. It's really on terms of tree. You know, can they hold off and can they make sure that BMG do not get an advantage? Because if BMG do get a couple of kills or a couple of gold experience lead, then you know they can start snowballing that into sort of towers. Bubble invisible here, gonna maybe try and set something up on the Propulsor. Can Aluna set up the red stun? Doesn't
have Kelfield, but yeah, if she gets the red stun especially, oh, there's a good chance. Yeah, I feel like there's such a good chance right here to go for it. She's not gonna go for it. There it is. Oh, they were too far away. Yep, she had a timing there, but she wanted to wait just a little bit longer to go for it, and in the end, it's not the easiest to do, man. They have to be in the right position. You got to get those bounces set up. So let's try, but no cigar. However, off to the side now, Torture and Ophelia doing the jungle stack. They're in trouble now. Torture gets picked off. The heal was a little bit too late for Torture. Might not have mattered in the end. Going to allow him to stand his ground at least, and will force them out. Swiftblade didn't have Swift Slashes, and so that's definitely a saving grace for Ophelia right there. So, but they got the pick on a Torture and kind of disrupt them in their farm that they're going for on the jungle stack that they had right there. Kelfield is ready to go for... Oh, no, he did use it. Never mind. So, yes, I was going to say he's coming to the middle lane, but not much they're going to be able to do against Doctor again. Haxtron's playing is safe somewhat and still managing 370 gold per minute now, so really is finding some good farm. He has the glowstone, by the way, so he is working towards that icon of the goddess here. Top lane, Magnus wants to set up on this Kinesis. He needs somebody else, though. I assume he's also going to maybe hit level 6 here in the very near future as soon as his creeps may fall. Look at... Okay, I thought he might have seen him, but never mind. Here comes the invisible Aluna, but Kinesis, he knows what's up. They had a ward aside. I'm guessing he saw him pop the Veiled Rot. Plus he falls back, so good heads-up play right there. Some counter-warding coming out in the meantime. Swiftblade, uh-oh, Swift Slashes. Yep, right on top of Torture, and nothing more he can do right there. That was just good positioning from Baltazar. Happened to be in the right place at the right time kind of deal. And he's now looking at 350 gold per minute. 1,800 gold saved up, by the way, so he's actually well on the way to the Abyssal Skull. Not mistaken, he could actually purchase it here, so just a matter if he wants to do that sooner than later. Kinesis, more Veiled Rot action coming out. I don't know if he's going to find anybody, though. Look at these stacked creeps, man, in the jungle. Holy crap. On the Hellborn side.
Yeah, I think that they're prepping for Swiftblade to sort of leave the bottom lane, because now Doctor's level 10, closing on level 11. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but whenever you run an aggressive tri-lane, like, you kind of want to almost disintegrate or dissolve it after a period of time, because it just gets too risky, it gets too dangerous, because you know your enemy team will just try and secure the safe lane for whoever's farming it, and because of that, obviously Swiftblade needs somewhere to farm, and that's most likely going to be the jungle with all these stacked camps.
Yeah. Sitting in the middle lane, Bubbles might be in some trouble right here. There's the go from a nice silence right off the bat. Will it buy enough time, though? It will not, to answer that question. Kinesis, the mass control used. He does a stasis smash onto Aluna as soon as she ports in, but nothing going to really happen from that. So Haxtron picks up credit for the kill. Good execution there, and again, his farm continues to really go up. He's going to be ported back here from Ophelia. So some nice little teamwork as well. Good communication. Fusil on Glacius, he is still level 4, definitely being under-leveled here, as well as under-farmed, but
standard, really, I guess.
Looking to life of a support, yeah. Not much more you could ask for there. Prisoner, he's pushing this bottom tower with Torturer. Gonna start doing some good damage, but in the end, they'll kind of fall back somewhat.
I think actually Fusion's to try, when, as you can see, Swiftblade farming those stacks, as I sort of mentioned, I would actually like to see Glacier sort of try and sap some a little bit of experience from some Swiftblade. Like, he's level 4, like, he's just going to die, like, in terms of all the big team fights, because he's so low level. Like, I would like to see him get a little bit of farm. If you saw in the last game, Palais was like level 12 with Portal Key and Mighty Blade, whereas Fusion is complete opposite, completely so selfish in that respect. But yeah. I still think it's quite important to have at least a little bit of farm. or at least higher enough level to really contribute to anything. So I'd like to sort of see him at least soak up some experience.
Luna, she dodged the hook, but she's going to get caught by the shackle as well as a prison break. However, here comes a response to a slash, is bouncing around, almost gets a kill on Kinesis. Healed up from Ophelia, comes out. Got a big fight up here, but numbers well in favor of of Tree right here. And they're making it work. However, Dr. Repulsor trying to get a pick off. Not going to happen, though. Yes, it will. The electric turret right there gets the kill. He also picks off Glacius. Ophelia minions assisting. And with his presence, he's able to do more. The hook on a Swiftblade right there. He's out of mana currently. He does not have enough for a spin. Prisoner's dropping low, but Torture coming in with the flank now. Prisoner will end up falling. Dr. Repulsor still has some good mana left. Torture, she gets spun on. She's going for the kill on a Swiftblade. Is she going to live long enough, though? She is not. Doctor cannot pick up the kill on a Swiftblade. He's going to have to go for a Bubble, so a little bit of split fighting going on here. Bubble's going to stand his ground, actually. Not going to pour with that Shell Serve. That's because he has teammates coming in. And they know Doctor's obviously low on mana, but not low enough. And he will be fine. The Ophelia's minions are still here once again. Trying to make something happen on the Swiftblade, but no, that's not going to be the case. And there goes the port back onto Dr. Repulsor in the end. So a late Dr. Repulsor eventually got there again, got a couple of picks out of it, but I think Tree in the big picture came out on top of that fight right there. Luna, though, she's not getting the best farm here, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's because, honestly, that she tried to roam around a lot compared to, say like the Doctor. I mean, I think she roamed around quite a lot, but she wasn't really able to effectively set up a lot of kills. She's died quite a few times, or 3 deaths to her name, and hasn't had the easiest time in lane either, because I think Kinesis was giving him quite a bit of trouble as well. But, yeah, I mean, you saw in the team fight, like, Glacius literally died to Ophelia's minions there because of how low the level he was at level 4 at the time, and just perishes too easily. But I think Tree, honestly, should be quite happy where the stage of the game is now. Like, they're a tiny bit behind in terms of gold and leading actually in experience. Compare it to sort of last game at the sort of similar time, they were behind by 4,000 or 5,000 gold, and I think it's just quite acceptable and quite easy sort of to handle as well, honestly. Actually, Dr. Repulsor might be in trouble.
Maybe biting off a little bit more than he could chew right here. He did certainly. Hackstring goes down. Balchazar gets credit for the kill, but yeah, he was going for the jump on a Swiftblade, and I think it was Magnus even. But little do you know, there's a lot of support nearby. And they end up turning onto him. That's a big kill, because he, if anything, was the one that's been doing very well here for BMG especially. But now with death, it will start slowing him down. And you see Swiftblade really leading the charts now overall and gaining more ground as a result of that. I'm going to now start pushing this top lane on top of it all. Kinesis, excuse me, he is up here with the Veiled Rot. Now it's coming out there. Vulnerability wants to deny the tower. Unsuccessful, though. Going for the attempt, but could not do so. In the end, a tower kill as well for Tree, so they pick up on the goal lead. However, the middle tower, it's going to be defended. Ophelia, you need to get back, and I think you would at least. Torture's now in a lot of trouble. He's going to be picked off, and so is Ophelia. Stasis Smash trying to help out. Not going to matter, though. Big jump for Prisoner, though, with the prison break. Will it be enough to get some counter kills here? At least the one on a Swiftblade. And they are going to chase somewhat. They know they have some good fighting power here. But Magnus, he's got an eruption. He's going to channel it. They're going in. They know it. They do spot at the last second, but Dr. Repulsor jumped already. Can he somehow get out of it? The 5-second stun with the creeps right there. What a stun from Luna. How did he pull that off? Unbelievable. Down goes Dr. Repulsor. Bubbles is going to stay alive. Magnus stuns back in. Beautiful line stun on both of them. Prisoner now dropping. And he, too, will go down, and it could be more. Kinesis, I think he's going to be just far enough. He also has support. Bubbles the one that needs to be careful, in fact, and Bubbles goes down. He overstepped his boundaries a little bit. The action just continues, man. Both teams are just not afraid to keep things going, and sometimes it backfires, but holy crap. 37 hero kills at 18.5 minutes, man.
Bloodbath. Absolute bloodbath. But, again, although those two did sort of just feed at the end there, I think Tree should again be happy with what the outcome was. And just going back to, you compare this game to, say, game 1, like BMG, the strategy is still the sort of same. They still want to group up and push. The only issue is that they don't have the same advantage they had in game 1. So when they try and take these team fights, as they should, because that's what they need to do and that's what they have to do, when they're not so far ahead, Tree, they give up such a better fight. And now, I think Tree are in a position where they can defend these team fights and they can defend these pushes. And BMG, they're kind of in a hard situation right now because they're sort of forced to push because they don't have any other way to really get ahead in the game. But if Tree are winning these team fights, I mean, it's kind of look worse and worse the later this goes on, honestly.
Yeah. Alright, so going to be a pause here. Apparently just trying to get these lag issues figured out on their side. But got an update on the other series that is going on. Shrek is Love versus Prime Icarus. And right now Shrek is actually up 12-4 hero kills in game number 2. They are up 1-0 in the series on top of that. So there it looks like overall in a pretty good spot to be possibly moving on against Prime Icarus, now known as Team Who, I guess. But so anyways, Team Who on the verge of ending cycle number 8 right here. We'll see if they can make any kind of comeback, though. The winner of that will play Nullstone Gaming in the later match today. And again, the winner of our match plays Fresh, which, you know, again, I think it's safe to say we'll possibly look to cover that one. Let's wait and see how things play out, though. So still another hour and a half before the second round, default time at least, is set to take off right here. That's a pretty cool animation of Kinesis, by the way. I love Bubble that's there because of the attack she just threw out.
Huh. She's actually Pearl in disguise.
Yeah, apparently. That's tripping, man.
But yeah, and I think this could be potentially the weakness of the sort of style of draft that BMG and obviously Stay Green used to run all the time, is that obviously you want to group up and push, and it works very, very well if you get the early advantage, because you can't be beaten in team fights, and you can take so much a bigger advantage. The only issue is that if you don't take the early lead, then you're weakened in your team fights, and then if that happens, then it's looking worse and worse for you, because there's no other way you can really get back into the game. You can't take it late game because you don't have the heroes. You can't really effectively gank because you don't have the heroes. And so I think Tree have done the right thing. They try to contest in the early laning phases and try to get an advantage for themselves, which they have done. And now for BMG, they have to get a little bit creative, perhaps, in terms of trying to find an advantage before they can start pushing and going as far again.
Yeah. I just can't get over, too. 37 hero kills at 18. Not even 20 minutes into the game, and we're nearly averaging basically 2 hero kills per minute, which is just absurd. I mean, 1 hero kill per minute in itself is usually pretty action-packed. So it's definitely one of the more action-packed games we're seeing in the season at this point. So, and definitely entertained as a result of that. But yeah, BMG, they're the team that's up 1-0 here once again, and trying to take care of business here, as Tree, though, doing the opposite of trying to force that third and final game. We'll see what happens in the long run, of course, but for now, once again, going to wait for the pause to kick out. Yesterday, if you missed it, guys, again, Reason Gaming and Sync Esports, they're the teams in the winner bracket finals. Of course, that match will be played on next Saturday. Well, the brackets real quickly for you guys, as we are getting back into this game, though. But, again, keeping in mind on that, that's a rematch once again of Cycle 7, and Reason facing off against them twice, took a game in each of those series. Will it be even more this time around, or will Sync Esports take it to them? So that'll be Saturday, next Saturday, that is. But back to today, being Sunday, of course, and we're zooming on with our game number 2 here. Palette on Torture, not as much farm this game, that's for sure. Only 165 gold per minute. Whereas last game in the Glacius, he had a portal key, and seemed like by this time he was able to make use of that. So, speaking of portal key, yeah. I'm sure Onemy wants his here soon, and let's get in there. 1,600 plus gold saved up. So soon enough. I think portal key or tablet should be. Oh, actually, bottom lane. We do have a jump in right here. Aluna is going to be jumped by Prisoner, as well as Bubbles being caught by Dr. Repulsor. So a little bit of split right here. Doesn't matter, though. They do still get the kill onto Bubbles. He actually popped the Kelp foot at the last second, too. And now the whole team is here, actually.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying just before the pause came up. Actually, they need to get creative in terms of trying to find the advantage, and that is through maybe getting one pick off and then pushing as 5, because they have that team fight advantage now. And that all became because of a hook from Prisoner with the portal key, as well as obviously the Dr. Repulsor mobility. So yeah, just really nice play from BMG. Knew exactly what they had to do to try and find an advantage in the team fights. Now they found it. They get a tier 2 tower now, so their gold should be about 2,000 gold lead ahead, and this could obviously turn into something more as well because of the capitalization.
Yeah, they get that right there. Doctor does jump back over the 400 gold per minute mark, and in the meantime, you see Frostburn finished on Swiftblade again. Already has that Abyssal Skull. He's continuing to have great farm. He continues to be the top farmer in the game at that 435 mark. But there's the portal key on Kinesis. There's a portal key obviously on Prisoner. He's had that, and I believe Ophelia, yeah, she's got her Ring of the Sorcery Astrolabe, but now her Steam Boots finished on top of it as well. So a lot of core items starting to come out here for this Legion side. Good news for them. Also, 3 Icon of the Goddess charges on Dr. Repulsor, so you're going to start adding those up as well, ideally. He's sitting on nearly 1,700 gold himself. We'll see which direction he goes. It's, as usual, it could be the Hellflower, it could be something else, something even like a Shrunken Head if he feels necessary, or the Sheep Stick, but
I think Strong and Ed probably would be a little bit more useful in this game. Normally, I always like to see Dr. Pulse pick up maybe like 2 mana items, so he's not running out of mana instantly in the team fight. But in this game, obviously, he wants to group up and start fighting as 5, and there's so much magic damage here coming on the side of Tree. They've got Bubbles, Magmas, Glaciers, even a Luna who is becoming a core now as well. So I think Strong and Ed is definitely on the priority. If BMG want to maybe sit back and farm, then Strong and Ed might be the 3rd pickup. But from what it looks like, BMG they want us to keep on pushing and keep on putting the pressure on.
Yeah, I mean, with how action-packed this game has been, I find it hard to believe that's going to start stalling. But it has kind of stalled a little bit here. Even with that fight that we had recently, things are dying down somewhat in these last 5 minutes or so, compared to what it was going on at the beginning of this game. Of course, we've developed out of the laning phase now. More towers have been taken out. Understandably so, just more room to farm with as a result of that. So I'm really intrigued to see this Luna, how she continues to kind of recover here. Because again, Foxy didn't have the greatest start here. Is up to 320 gold per minute now. She actually does pick up a Blessed Orb. So, I mean, again, it could be one of those...
Sheepstick.
You think it's going to be straight up Sheepstick, not an Oldstone or anything like that?
Yeah, the reason being is because whenever, just from personal experience, I see whenever I see Boxy goes to this carry Luna, you know he goes like Sheepstick. Sometimes, Doctor middle lane.
Well, is he going to be jumped? No, he's going to be fine here.
I thought Bubbles might be in trouble, but it was fine. Yeah, normally just because I used to run this back when I was still playing. When they used to run it in Trial, I used to pick up Sheepstick, and then if Strong and Head was needed, to go after that, and then after that, he'd pick up a Savage Mace. But so after the Sheepstick, he probably would need to have a Strong and Head because obviously he's playing against a Doctor Repulsor Cool, which is obviously a lot of magic damage and a lot of lockdown. And then after that, probably will rotate into a Savage Mace to become more of a right-click presence.
Yeah. I like what Swiftplay's doing here. He's actually stealing the Ancients by using illusions, and they're managing to kill them off. I mean, that's how powerful he kind of is right now with the Abyssal Skull, the Frostburn, and he's actually killing off the Ancients with the illusions. And you know, the crits even thrown in between here and there. And it's
the Abyssal Skull illusions work. So like illusions get the Abyssal Skull sort of aura, and it's allows it, which is really nice, obviously.
Able to get some extra farm right there. Why not? It's a good use of those illusions there. Prisoner bottom lane. Oh, they're setting up for something big right here. You see Luna. She's going to triple stack the Ancients. Or, no, never mind, that's 23.5 minutes, so no stacking involved. But going to be jumped to the bottom lane, but Bubbles was quick enough to react to it. They may get their Ancients stolen right here. They are only a double stack, but nonetheless, that's still a pretty good resource steal.
They have decent vision here. They might try and go for a team fight. No, it looks like Tree. They don't even want to contest, actually. They want to keep on delaying the game. Get Swiftblade more and more farmed, and like I said, take it late. Like, and that's what they want to do in Game 1, and it's probably the same story here in Game 2, actually, just with slightly different heroes. And I think Tree realised, you know, guys, we took 2 bad team fights in Game 1, and that's the reason why we lost it. Let's play safe. Let's play, you know, how we were meant to play it in Game 1, and we're going to take Game 2 here and force it to Game 3.
Yeah. There's a Portal Key on Magmus, so Ruda Z getting obviously a significant item there for him and his team. The Power Splice team gets first. Managing to get that now at about 24.5 minutes in. We're approaching right here. Dr. Repulsor, 3,500 gold. So you talked about the idea of possibly that shrunken head. He's close to it, if that's the case. Needs that 3,900 gold mark, of course, to hit that and pick it up here.
If possible, I was just going to say, with, actually, a Luna bottom lane.
Yeah, she's in a little bit of trouble right here. Going to be, no, she dodges with a deja vu. Boxy again, making some pretty big plays right here, and actually setting up for a possible turnaround. Power Throw hits Torture. Ophelia's touch comes out. Those are the dust even, just in case. And actually will be enough to kind of scare them off from one another, so... But yeah, there's that use, as I said. That's a very interesting ability because there's so many different uses of it. Middle lane in the meantime, Swiftplay gets jumped by a double damage Dr. Repulsor. However, turn on him now as Bubbles was there with the Kelphill ready to go in. Ophelia's going to be caught by it. Dodging the Minotaur stun with a takeover. Magnus stuns in, and Ophelia might still be in dead trouble right here. She is indeed, as she ends up falling. But look at Kinesis, the mass control. Wanted to get a pick off, so Onmi at least get something out of it before falling back from there. So Houston, that's living the life of a support once again.
It's just a Fusen style of support, really. Striders by 25 minutes, that's what he does. But yeah, I'm just going to say, I would like to see actually perhaps Bubbles pick up a Storm Spirit just because of that reason alone. Like, you see BMG, they have a lot of good catch potential and good initiation with either the Prisoner or the Doctor Repulsor. If they pick up a Storm Spirit on, say, Bubbles, who's got a Portal Key, he can easily counter-initiate perfectly. And I think with BMG right now, I think for BMG to take an advantage in these team fights, they have to burst someone down, you know, with maybe like a prisoner sort of start off and then follow up with Kinesis Burst. Whereas a Stormstreet is going to negate that completely, and then Tree can really start taking advantage in these team fights. I think Stormstreet would be the right pickup here for Krake, but we'll have to wait and see if he goes there.
Yeah, it's up to Bubbles here again, sitting on that 2,600 gold, so we'll know shortly enough. Full Dawnbringer, the item choice here for Baltazar, actually. Gonna just complete the trio of the items, of course, so instead of splitting them up, you think that makes sense here? Is get that intelligence?
Yeah, I mean, I think the illusions from Geometer's Bane would just get blown up by all the AoE damage from, like, you know, Kinesis or Torture with the impalement, so they won't do too much work. And it's something that he can really sort of purge off like a silence. And Frostwolf, I think he needs to have a bit more damage, and that's where obviously the Dawnbringer will offer him. And it's one of those items that it's never bad in that respect. Like, he needs a little bit of tankiness. Obviously, the farming speed from Lightbrand is always useful, plus the movement speed is always useful for a Swiftblade as well. So, yeah, cannot fault him. He might go for a stronger net if he feels the need for it as well. But yeah, the world is his oyster in this game.
Dr. Repulsor, so he actually chooses to go just a straight-up Hellflower here.
Okay.
Right-clicks it, and and I haven't brought up a lot lately, but it is one of those things. It's like, why didn't he at least just get an Arcana then if that was the case? But maybe it was also he wasn't sure. Maybe he was thinking about possibly going for a Shrunken, but decided last minute.
Yeah. And I actually prefer this than the Shrunken Head, honestly, because, like, Dr. Repulsor is one of those heroes that if you go Icon straight into Shrunken, like, you have such big mana issues, whereas obviously with the Hellflare, he can easily just use the ludicrous speed to sort of dodge around in team fights, and throughout the team fight he will always have a plethora of mana, but Shrunken Head will most likely be on the cards after this thing off. But also the Hellflare is really nice as well, so you can have the jump potential and burst someone down, but that's why the Storm Spirit from Bubbles is even more useful right now.
Yeah.
So.
There's a misclick there from Aluna. At least she initially bought a puzzle box, but switched it up to finishing the sheep stick, so not surprised to see that. There's a Storm Spirit on Bubbles, by the way. We talked about that. And just pick it up here, so good item pickup indeed for them.
It's going to be really useful against this Hellfire pickup from Doctor as well now.
Oh, middle lane. You see, he actually uses Storm Spirit right there to avoid the hook, and he's able to portal Q away. Already making use of it. As they're killing Congo, by the way.
Hellborn, or Windborn as people say now, can take advantage of it, and that's just with Swiftblade. When he gets the Abyssal Skull, can just solo Congo bar himself, and he's got another illusion rune actually. Always seems to have all these illusions.
BMG has no clue. I mean, they were in the area too. They could have definitely contested this.
It's the Ophelia though. Like, she doesn't have any mobility with her creeps, so she like can't really be in the fight. And I don't think BMG, even if they knew that, did they want to take a team fight 4v5? Like, Ophelia was split pushing top, and she's so clanky with her creeps that she has to run all the way to the Congo, and it's going to be dropped. So yeah, now Tree looking in a very, very good position right now. They've delayed the game quite sufficiently. Yeah. As a tongue twister. And yeah, just trying to keep on delaying it now with the token pickup from Swiftblade. So nice.
Yeah, has that to work with, and again is also farming up quite a big chunk of gold once again. 27 and more 100 gold saved up for him, so more luxury status going to be kicking in here, and that's where things can get a little dangerous. Again, a couple of key items also just picked up by Tree with that Sheepstick and the Storm Spirit, so it seems like they're in a pretty good spot to start looking to getting pretty aggressive here. I mean, you look at the tower kills; they've actually only killed 2 towers. Has Tree so far, now coming up to 30 minutes into this game, so have not been the most active when it comes to that, actually. And again, really, action has slowed down a lot. I mean, we've only had a couple of hero kills in these last 10 minutes now, I believe, compared to having, it was something like 30+ in the first 20 minutes. So it was, yeah, pretty crazy, but things have definitely become more the farming game here, is safe to say. And things like could continue that way, but again, with the Token of Life, that's where you think they would end. Right on cue, in fact, they're going to the bottom lane, and double damage rune also helps. Going to be activated by Swiftblade right there, so this will easily be a bottom tower kill at least. You look at what BMG's doing, and they're kind of split pushing a little bit themselves. They're got Dr. Repulsor middle. Kinesis was top, but actually he goes into the jungle instead, being a little bit safe. But now to the middle lane, Dr. Repulsor is going to be jumped. He has some support nearby, though, and that's going to be Ophelia first. Comes in with the Skull to connect. Red stun, though, comes out from Aluna. Prison break applied from Prisoner. Who's going to drop first? Sheepstick on a Dr. Repulsor. He gets cut through with the Swift Slash. As the lockdown too much on him. Prisoner falls as well. Nemesis coming out. Double tap for Baltazar. And a 3-for-0 exchange overall in favor of Willowkeeper.
Yeah,
Kinesis
just
wasn't there.
actually really nice from Root of Z as well. Like, he catches Dr. Repulsor, like, and even though he doesn't burst Dr. Repulsor down, it forces BMG's sort of support to rotate over, and then they start, going on the Magnus thinking they can kill him, but then there's the Storm Spirit there from Krake really delaying the kill from Magnus, and now, Tree start winning the team fights, and I mean, they've delayed the game to a point where, they're strong now. They're pretty stronger in terms of team fights from BMG, and when you're stronger than the team fight or the draft that is focusing so much on team fights, then, I mean, it's looking, downhill from BMG, and I mean, I'm going to say it, I think Tree have taken this game already, honestly, because they've delayed it to a point where BMG just, I don't think there's anything left in the gas tank.
Yeah, and obviously this is going to be a lot of, they're going to get a lot out of this. They're at least going to get the tower. The Rax, it's a question. I mean, Dr. Pulsar, he's going to be up in about 10 seconds right here. Legion team needs to start making something happen for when he gets up. Delay the inevitable, perhaps Prisoner. He gets a pull on a Glacius, so a quick kill right there. And that'll be something, and it is enough, actually. And, in fact, they're going to chase now. They got the numbers here. Bubbles the burst on him. Always so impressed by Kinesis' burst, man, when he sets it up perfectly like that. So, Bubbles no longer there, and the run continues. Dr. Repulsor, I mean, he is out of mana now, but they do catch Magnus, actually.
The power of Doctor, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to get another one as well.
This is not over. This is definitely not over, as a Luna is also going to be picked off. A hat trick for Dr. Repulsor. Well, Minnie, I think you spoke too soon.
I don't know. I don't think BMG can force high ground, and there's buybacks from Magnus and Bubbles as well as the Luna. So BMG, they're still in a bad position. Obviously, that's going to help a lot, but you're just seeing the power of Dr. Repulsor, though. There's one kill on Glaciers, and then Doctor turns it into 3 kills because of his catch potential. And this is why he's such a high-tier pick at the moment. Tree will have to buy back on Magnus, Bubbles, and a Luna, and that should force BMG off. They're still fighting against tokens, so BMG will have to play very, very defensive. Well, Swiftblade looks like he's going to flank from the side.
Yeah. We're going to try to set something up sneaky right here. So, yeah, BMG feeling good after counter pushing out of their base, but can't get too excited. Swiftblade, he goes in with the Swift Slashes, doing some good spread damage right there. No direct kill, though. He's going to spin. Now, a physical stun, of course. He is able to dodge the hook right there. No buybacks are being used. They're just waiting simply for the resurrection right here, and it is going to pay off because now Bubble's chasing them down. However, Kinesis, no, he couldn't get the burst off in time. Torture also going to get picked off. Storm Spirit onto him, eventually falls shortly after, though. So
see, Breaky, I'm not worried.
Your call was not incorrect, apparently. Ophelia's in trouble, too, yeah. Oh, she does stun Magnus, actually. But, ooh, the red parrot, though. Ophelia's touched, though, saving her a little bit longer. He has a Song of the Sea. He destroys the Bound Eye. Was that what that was? Yeah. So, at least takes care of that right there. But was that a Bound Eye? I assume that was.
Yeah.
He dropped something to kill it.
It must have been. I didn't see,
honestly. That makes sense, yeah. So, yeah, drops a Bound Eye right there. But
so this should be Rax. It's going to be a 4v5 fight because Torturer is already brought back. Ophelia doesn't have one, unfortunately, but they're still fighting against... Oh, no, Token has been either used or run out of time. But yeah, Tree not going to force it. They knew what... They made a bit of a mistake last time. One maybe going a little bit too over-aggressive. And they just want to keep on farming. Like I said, they've got the late game right now. They're ahead by like 9,000-10,000. They can take more map control right now as they've got the tier 3 tower down from BMG as well. So farm out, farm a bit more effectively, which they do have the heroes to do. So they've got Swiftblade and Bubbles as well as Magnus and Luna, all great farmers and great at pushing the lane out with power throw and just the volcanic touch. So yeah, Tree, I think they know as long as they play it right, they can see this game out to a game 3. And again, this just goes back to the style of draft from BMG with sort of the team fight and group up and push sort of thing. It's kind of an all-in sort of strategy. It can work if you get ahead in the early sort of game, which in game 1 they did. And if you do get ahead, then obviously you're unstoppable. But if the enemy team can sort of hold out, delay, which Tree have done here, they can eventually sort of take it late, and that's what Tree have done. Obviously, there's still potential in the game if there's a Dr. Repulsor. And there could be some big pickoffs, for example. Like if they could catch out Swiftblade, for example, without a buyback, then that could be Rax, could be 2 backs, could be a game for BMG. But I think BMG, they have to make something extravagant. They have to get innovative and try and make these big YOLO plays happen because, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to win up a straight 5-on-5 team engagement right now.
Yeah, coming up to 36 minutes right here. Again, 50 hero kills combined between these two teams, but definitely continues to feel like Tree is just in the better spot here. They got their bigger and better items once again, continuing to develop. A Shrunken Head on Swiftblade has had that for a little bit now even, and in fact another... Well, what did he just buy right there? He had 4,100 gold. Okay, he buys a Slayer, actually. Holy crap, a lot of Veiled Rot on the Courier. So they're going to be going
Is that for BMG?
Yeah, on no, on Tree side.
Oh, right, for Tree.
He has a lot of build, right, yeah.
I think if it was going to be anyone, I thought it was going to be BMG make that kind of play. Like, desperation mushroom gank, but... I mean, Tree can do it as well. I mean, it's not like they can't do it because they're ahead, but...
Ophelia does have another bound eye, so...
I get that. Perhaps one issue actually with using like Veiled Rot, like it doesn't work for your creep, so Ophelia is kind of a little bit nerfed on him. Like, because Ophelia obviously like 50% of the effectiveness of the hero is because of the creeps kind of thing, and you can't unfortunately Veiled Rot your creeps. So. A little bit unfortunate.
So you can tell right now that BMG is playing this very safe. I mean, they're hugging their base. Dr. Repulsor is teleported back. He cleared the bottom creep wave very quickly, and then he got teleported back. Now he just got a Shrunken Head, so I guess that's what they were waiting for, yeah, on BMG's side. And now...
They've got no wards either. Like, there's literally 0 wards here for BMG. So they are playing very, very defensive. There's one ward just placed down by Palais, but yeah, they have no map control at the moment.
Yeah,
because of that.
Yeah, no, that's a very defensive ward in itself. So, Invis Rune is going to be picked up by Prisoner, so a little bit of something there.
Look over here. Look at this. There's like 4 Veiled Rots on the floor by the observatory, the Hellborn observatory.
Oh yeah,
it's quite cool.
Putting them down for it to be picked up and eventually try something, but. Oh, man, this could set up perfectly, too, because, yeah, you look at where BMG is. They're in the vicinity. Now, Swiftblade, he's actually going to be spotted out by the Invis Prisoner. Ooh, something cued him, though. Wow.
He's got buyback, though, so even if he does, it should be the biggest.
I am surprised. I mean, obviously that's just simply coincidence, but he literally turned around as if he saw Prisoner right there, but he didn't. Now, Prisoner is going to be seen, and he's going to be jumped right here really quickly.
That Rev man, MVP.
Yeah, I mean, they knew something was up. They knew something was up, and clearly it pays off.
They're 420 blazing it, boys. They go smoking up.
Here we go. Here comes the smoke gank. All 5 of them going for it. They're looking to try to finish things here. Double damage rune spawns as well. Torture. He could be that victim that they're trying to look for.
They don't see him, do they?
Or not. They're just going to leave the double damage rune too, because obviously that would help them come out. So
again, like, this is like really obvious. Though. Look at middle lane; it's really pushed in favour of Legion. Yet no one's farming it. So yeah. I think BMG know what's up. Like, that's why they're all back at base.
They're just going straight to the rest.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to probably take this without any real contention, though. There's no buyback here from Prisoner.
Yeah.
Oh, Doctor's going in, though.
Doctor goes in. He pops a Shrunken Head right off the bat. Bubble's going to be that target initially. Will they burst him down fast enough? No, they will not. He gets to take cover. Here comes the eruption from Magnus. Dr. Pulsar will remain alive. Torture will not, however. Redstone on a Doctor. Going to be fine in the long run, though. The Melee Rax does get taken out, however. Again, that's what a Tree came for. So they're pretty satisfied with that in the end. Here comes a chase down, though. Glacius going to be chased down by Kinesis, as well as the minions of Ophelia. Magnus doing a can't delay. Here comes Dr. Pulsar flying in once again after regening a little bit, and they're going to get a couple of picks again. So seems like a deja vu a little bit, yeah.
It's like they get 1 kill and then they just turn it into like an extra 2 because of that hero, man. Like the catch potential is just ridiculous. There is buyback on Bubbles, there's buyback on Magnus, there's buyback on Glacier. So again, not the biggest of deals because they can buy back if they need to. I think they should buy back and try and contest this Kongor though, because like I said, they're not really they shouldn't really be in a position where they should lose this game unless they get caught out without buyback, or if they go into a team fight with a big disadvantage. For example, say Doctor with token. So yeah. I'd like to see Magnus and Bubbles buy back and contest this Roshan. Ophelia heal is down, as well as Kinesis AoE for like maybe 5 seconds. Yeah,
Magnus,
and that's what they do.
Yeah, already bought back, and you can see it's enough to scare them off. Yeah, BMG's not going to risk it.
Really nice play there from Tree, and I think that's probably the biggest crits. Oh, there might be a jump, perhaps. They're thinking about it. Nice smoke actually into Kongor. Yeah, and I don't think BMG realised. Oh, here you go. Ophelia is going to scout it out, I think. It might be too late though. Dr. Repulsor is really far away.
I mean,
I don't think
he knows.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice play. Actually, that they smoked into Kongor actually, and yeah, BMG are gonna be like, oh crap, now we're just like, oh man, that's really unfortunate. And I think Swiftblade can probably buy out on his Savage Mace now as well, which looks, has he done that? Yeah. So he's bought out on the Savage Mace now because he's got token. He doesn't really need buyback. He can go all out with this Savage Mace. So. Nice pick off.
That's more for BMG. But I mean, we have seen the power of this Dr. Repulsor though. Top lane, in fact, this is going to be a big catch. Speaking of Dr. Repulsor, Kinesis not even needed. Doctor takes care of business. Look at Doctor's charges too. He has 15 charges. And this is not mid-wars, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Forza Caldivar top-tier competitive match. And to have 15 charges on the icon of the goddess, that's a lot of charges. So that's something good as well for this Legion team. And if they can manage to keep delaying this somewhat, I mean, Doctor, I assume is going to be going more for a right click, something even like a Savage Mace himself next here.
I think if they want to potentially win this game, I think it's going to come through picking someone off and killing them when they don't have buyback, and I think that can only come from him getting maybe more pick-up items, so maybe like Sheepstick instead of it. Like Savage Mace is good and all for pick-off potential, but it's more of a team fight item, whereas like the Sheepstick is good just sort of burst someone down and have that catch potential. I think Sheepstick might be slightly better than Savage Mace there, but
yeah.
Let's see. They're going to take a tier 2, but again, it's, I don't think Trio are that worried.
Tower kill. As you said, though, Tree's not overly concerned, however, I'm sure. And they'll kind of just sit in their base for the time being, but of course BMG not going to risk pushing into the base, especially with a token on that Swiftblade. Seems like it would be pretty damn silly, so... Oh, Doctor's like, you know what, YOLO. What? Yeah, he got ported back, so... Going to be fine.
Yeah, so in terms of how Tree should really approach these team fights, though, there's two ways they can go about it. Is that if they can catch Doctor Repulsor with the Sheepstick and stun lock him down, then that's who they should obviously go for. But if not, I think they have to focus down the rest of Doctor Repulsor's team because, like, he's got a shrunken head now as well, and he's very obviously very mobile, and it's going to be hard to really focus him down in these team fights unless they can burst him down with the correct lockdown. Yeah, and because if otherwise they're going to get kited too much by him, and I think they're going to be in a bad position. So, although it looks like BMG are going to try something sneaky, actually, going to try and catch him off guard, and this might work actually. Although
this is a chance.
All 5 are here.
This is a big chance right now. That's an obvious bait. They're going to go in the background for a better target on the Glaciers as well as Bubbles. Bubbles going to fall as well as the Glaciers. That's the start they were looking for. Swift Slash is going to be his own Kinesis. He will get bursted down after the fact. Prison Break comes out from Prisoner. It pulls back into Luna. Doctor Pulse doing plenty. Here comes the eruption though from Mammoth. Stuns on a Doctor. And now Doctor's locked down. He does go down. He does have a buyback though. Will he use it right away? He does. So he buys back, expected to be coming back into this fight, and Swiftblade needs to be careful about that. Hook will miss Magnus. Doctor, though, I expect him to be flying in. No, he's running up, and that should be the end of that. Maybe not. Magnus, he stuns it on a Torture. They still want to make something happen here. Shackles applied to Magnus at least. Torture on the run. Doctor is coming in again. They do see him now with the creep wave. So stun on the Magnus, though. The prisoner able to pull him back in. Can Doctor get here in time? He does. He flies in, and he burns down a Luna with that much damage. Holy crap.
Oh my god, if they get
and they're chasing. Are they going to get something else? Doctor's going in. Swiftblade is scary, though. He has a token still, remember.
Nice dodge. Nice sidestep there. I'm really surprised, though, Bubbles didn't buy back. Like, he should have just bought back instantly, and then they think they could have even took... they could have just took racks there, but Bubbles again. Like, it seems that Trio are really reluctant to use their buybacks. I think if they kill Kinesis there, and obviously they kill Dr. Repulsor, if they buy back then they could turn that fight. But I guess it's not the. I don't think Trio are sort of rushing to try and finish the game because they do have the superior late game. But I don't know. It just seems that now they're going to lose token now because it hasn't really been used effectively. Obviously, that BMG jump was very good, actually. They caught him by surprise, and they targeted the right heroes as well. They did not want to go for Swiftblade because he obviously had the token of life. And they killed the rest of Tree and then try to turn it after that. But yeah, I don't know. Crackhead just seems that he just wants to hold on to his buybacks. But like a hero like Bubbles, his buybacks in the late stage of the game is not very important. Whereas like trying to get objectives, maybe like a second rack would be a little bit more useful because now the token has run up and it gives BMG a little bit more chances to get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely the start they were looking for as far as keeping alive and perhaps that eventual comeback. They're going to need another one of those moments though for sure. With the way this things are going right here, as you mentioned, no more token alive is another opportunity once again for BMG. You can tell though both teams, and understandably so, playing this pretty passive as this game has picked up. It's crazy to think that in the first 20 minutes we had like 70% of the kills. Since then it's been, and the kills have definitely gone down. The action has kind of gone down as far as the teams looking to make fights happen. A lot of more passive play, but again, understandably so here at this point with the way things are going. But you do see the gold being saved up once again on either side. You got Swiftblade, more luxury items going to be coming out for him in the near future. Luna as well. I mean, she's built a very more like a utility battle build in a sense, but you can expect probably a damage item on her
Savage.
Next. Yeah, something like a Savage as well.
Yeah, that's a box. He goes Sheepstick shrunken into Savage Mace, and I don't see why not. Like, the hero gets a lot of benefit from attack speed, and so obviously you got to boost up your right click percent. He sometimes actually goes Rift Shards, to be fair, but I think Savage Mace might just be the more safe build, for example. Although, I don't know. It's not like Dr. Paul's going to pick up like a wing bow anytime soon. And Rift Shards does actually provide a little bit more DPS as long as you have 130 base attack damage, which he does. He has 180. So we'll have to wait and see.
Middle lane. This is a big chance for Tree right here. Tank effect going to be jumped. And guess who's not here? Dr. Repulsor. Prisoner and Torture going to go for the port out. Will they be fine? No, they will not. Both of them are going to end up falling.
Oh,
and that's
God,
exactly what BMG did not want to happen. 3 get picked off for 0. Doctor and Kinesis were at the top lane while that happened. And that's just a good play by Tree. They actually Veiled Rot ganked in there. Caught them off guard.
Savage Mace actually procced onto Strong-and-Headed Super KG. Super KG would have been fine. He Strong-and-Headed and then TP'd out. I thought he was going to be fine, and then Swiftblade procced onto his mini stun, which obviously is physical, so goes through the Strong-and-Head then. Going to secure the kill on Prisoner as well, actually, and they're going back in though.
Oh, the sheep stick, but no, he gets ported. Okay. I thought that was actually just a good timing by Tree right there, but he had the port up, so he's going to do it once again. Pops the Strong-and-Head this time. But again, that physical damage doing plenty to him. Here comes Kinesis, but the Shrunken-Head on Swiftblade mitigates all of that damage. Stun to the Doctor as soon as it runs off, and down he goes. He has the second and final buyback. He has to use it. He does. Will they be able to make something happen once again? Swiftblade goes down, actually. Magnus in the background pops the Eruption. Only on one hero, though. They're cleaning up right here. Magnus is going to end up falling, most likely. He does. And a near genocide. In fact, was it a genocide? No, it was not. Boxy survived, but all right.
I mean, I know you're trying to give it some hope, Breaky, but there's buybacks here from Tree. I'm sorry, Breaky.
I mean, yes, they're out of buybacks now, and Doctor especially. That is the biggest deal. One left, another Yo's. Ophelia's out. But, hey, there's still something here. There's still hope.
I'm a realist, Breaky. I'm sorry. It's just...
I'm a little surprised Doctor doesn't buy something, honestly, with 3,100 gold and no buybacks. Just pushing in right here.
Yeah, I mean, he probably should have bought, like, Blessed Orb, or at least a TP, honestly.
Like Thunderclaw or something like that, even. We saw that yesterday.
I don't think he's in that dire of a states to maybe sort of pick up an item like that. Like, I think he wants to pick up a Sheepstick if the game goes any later, obviously. And picking up a Thunderclaw, obviously, he's going to delay that completely. But yeah, the only way BMG can win this, though, is that if Tree are caught without buybacks, which is going to rely on Tree misplaying. And although Tree are very common for making these kind of maybe misplays in that respect, so I guess we should actually rule them out, to be fair. But I'm trusting in Tree in learning from their mistakes in Game 1.
It's understandable that BMG's not conceding it.
No. I don't think they should. I don't think they should concede. But I'm giving them maybe like a 5% chance of success here. But yeah, and I think BMG, they've been doing a good job though. They've been trying to do all these kind of weird, innovative, wacky sort of strategies because they know, like, they can't win up a 5-on-5 engagement that is fair. Like, the team fight over here on the left side, catch them off guard, trying to go for pickoffs, and they're playing very, very smart, like as you would expect for a team that is very experienced. They know they're behind, they know, they're in kind of dire straits, and they have to pull out something spectacular if they want to win this game. So, I mean, I definitely have to commend them for trying because sort of sitting back and farming is not the way to sort of win this game. So, really nice play for BMG so far.
You see more Veiled Rot. Yeah, Tree is just keeping up with this Veiled Rot, man. They know it's such a powerful tool, especially even as games pick up. Again, that vision plays a crucial role, and Veiled Rot is obviously a counter to that in a sense. So.
Yeah, I mean, I remember speaking to Fusen like a month ago, and he said whoever or whatever team uses Veiled Rot the most effective will be the strongest team right now in this metagame. And it looks like Tree, or particularly Fusen, sort of stress the emphasis and the importance to his team, and it looks like Tree. I think I would probably arguably say they are probably the most team that use it most effectively. They use it the most, and so they must have the most amount of practice with it. So.
Yeah, a lot of counter wardings coming out here, and there's that Veiled Rot though. Here we go, but they were right on top of a ward of sight. Oh, they counter warded everywhere else, but they were literally standing on a ward of sight right here in the middle lane when they popped it.
And again, look at top lane. Like the lane's pushing so much, and no one's farming it. Like I understand, obviously, the Veiled Rot is like new to everyone, but you don't have to Veiled Rot all 5, honestly, because otherwise it's going to be too obvious. Oh, the Torture! Oh my God, how is this not obvious? He's dead.
Why? What is the? I don't get it. I mean, they literally saw them Veiled Rot to jump in. Now Dr. Pulsar goes in. Okay, he gets ported back. I don't know what they was thinking though.
Yeah, like obviously they saw him getting Veiled Rot, but not only that, like top lane is not pushed in at all. Like obviously now the Veiled Rot is popped and everyone knows, and then someone starts pushing or counter pushing top. This in this case it's the bubbles. Like if they're not Veiled Rot, then why are they not farming top, for example? But
yeah,
Congo though, after that one kill on Torturer, going to secure Chi, bananas and token. Bananas will go on Aluna, and then Token most likely will go on Swiftblade.
Yeah, they can't defend this. They probably know, but...
It looks like Aluna's actually going Hellflower, actually. And I think this one might be actually a little bit better than Savage Mace or Rift Shots in hindsight, because obviously if they can burst, or if they can jump on Dr. Repulsor and get him locked down without him using Shrunken Head, that would be very, very big.
Doctor flies in, but again, they're really abusing that Ophelia Doctor combo.
That's such an obnoxious combo, man. Like, it kills the creep wave instantly, does a lot of damage. I think if actually Dr. Repulsor like uses full mana and he lands on top of Glacier, I think he actually dies. And then obviously there's like, there's really no... They need to get Nullfire Blade.
I was going to say, you could probably... even on the Swiftblade as his next item, honestly. It's decent damage assistance, and having that as an option... I don't think it would be out of the question.
Against it. Yeah, I wouldn't be against it, honestly. Because I think it's actually delaying Tree quite a bit from actually pushing in. And if they can like kill the Glacius, which I think they can kill him with... if Doctor uses all his mana, then it might be useful. Yeah, I'd like it. Look at top lane. Oh,
yeah.
No,
I mean, they're like, okay, we're here. We're not going to go, though, because, yeah, you can guarantee there's support nearby, which there definitely was. So they poured out. Playing it safe. Look at them using the courier, scouting out, and for good reason. Again, they were here just a second ago, so...
Air Force Tree, man.
Yeah.
I've only seen Sync do that one time, man.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to catch on, but...
By the way, to clarify on that, too, there is no patrol, apparently. You can do the shift click, but there is no patrol button in Han, which, honestly, I thought there was for some reason, but I guess there isn't.
Of, like, the old, I know there was one in, like, Warcraft 3 in the old
Warcraft there definitely is, but yeah, it's one of those things that, I mean, I was on the boat with you. I thought that just... it was a thing, but apparently it's not. So anyways, the point being, Insanity was pointing out that it's actually a lot harder than you may think to do it effectively. So
it's cool to see, though. Like, it really is.
Anyways, here we go. The push to the top lane. Everybody's here from both sides. Bananas on Swiftplay, by the way. They gave the token to Aluna here. Dr. Pulsar jumps in, doing that thing once again. Is he going to be ported? Yes, he is.
Half HP on Swiftplay, like. Half HP now.
Yeah.
I think actually Nullfire Blade would actually be a good pickup on Sproky, because it's becoming actually a big issue. Because, for example, like, look at that. They
can't do anything about it. Exactly. Yeah, they need a Nullfire Blade.
They really do need a Nullfire Blade. Like, at first, I was saying maybe it's not the biggest of like deals, but in this case, it really is actually forcing Tree to have a couple of issues. Because if Doctor say does that like 2 or 3 times, okay, and then Tree are maybe 30 or 40% HP, BMG can maybe jump in with the rest of the team and take an advantage because everyone's low in the team fight. So yeah, I think Nullfire Blade should definitely be picked up here.
Here we go again.
And there's nothing that can really counter it other than
I was actually going to say, I remember a time when, for the longest time, Ophelia's it wasn't even purgeable. And actually, it was just you had to deal with it. Yeah. Oh, they're going to jump actually Swiftplay right here, do some good damage. Is he going to be ported? He's not being ported back. He popped his Shrunken Head. There's the banana usage coming out, so he got what he wanted. Kinesis is picked off in the background, but now they need to get back. As they lost Kinesis. He popped back, by the way. They don't end up killing anybody. Token was not used. They did get the bananas used, though, so that's what he was talking about there. Kinesis now out of buybacks as well.
Look at these buybacks, man.
Go again. I mean, sure, it's annoying, it's a nuisance, but at the same time, they're still pushing in. Yeah. They are going for the melee racks now. Swiftblade, he's going to be hooked back in, actually. Pretty good one at that. He's in a dangerous spot. However, the Sheep's got a Dr. Pulsar. He didn't have a Shrunken Head. That could be the difference maker. He's going to be locked down. Yep, down goes Doctor, and that could be GG right there if it wasn't already. Swiftblade, a lot of damage on him, but it doesn't matter. Without Dr. Repulsor, not a whole lot of fighting power left for our Legion side as far as damage goes. Down goes Kinesis, and I think we're finally going to be moving on to that third and final game now as Tree's pushing it in. There's a Wingbow purchase by Swiftblade from their shop as well. But GG, well played. Game 2 goes to Willowkeeper. And again, that means we are going to a third and final game here.
I wasn't worried, Breaky. It wasn't Tree. Finally, Tree followed through, but no, just good play from Tree. Honestly, I think because BMG played the same strategy as they did in Game 1, Tree said, "Look, guys, this is where we went wrong. We went wrong on X, Y, and Z." They obviously rectified their mistakes. They knew exactly how to play against it in Game 2. They did that, played it safe, delayed the game, and made sure that at the start of the game, I think that was the biggest thing was that there was a tri-lane down bottom. Although BMG did good at the start, Tree eventually started getting a lot more kills, and then because of that, it stopped the snowball potential from BMG. And as I've mentioned time and time again, if you play this sort of all-in team fight sort of strategy that BMG had, you have to get ahead in the laning phase. If you don't, then you can't force those towers, you can't force those team fights, and you can't get the objectives you want. And as a result, Tree were able to delay the game enough to really allow their late game potential and sort of the late game draft with Swiftblade and Luna to really get in and take and secure the win. So congrats to Tree, and game 3 I think we're going to see a slight change in strategy and draft from BMG, because playing the same draft and strategy 3 times in a row I think is a little bit too